You know the craziest thing, bro? I've been up for 2.5 hours.
Really? I've been up for about an hour and a half. So Maria gets up and she goes to
Bro,
work
It's not a
early.
fucking
So I ended up,
fucking Halloween, baby. Let's go. We
oh
go.
my God.
hey, tell them what time it is, Bane.
Hey, it's 4:30 in the goddamn morning right now. They had me up early as hell this morning, man.
He's a
You can
dungeon
barely hear
dweller.
it, Bess. Bro, I've missed the episodes where I used to just like come on here, just start off the podcast with some random shit, sleeping, different cowboy outfits, masks.
I'm,
It was funny.
I'm back, baby. I'm back. I'm back.
Oh man.
The one
Damn,
with the
fellas.
couch was the best.
Yeah, the couch one was funny.
My
The
mom
couch
was
one was
rolling.
funny.
She goes, what is that man doing with that couch? I go, that's Aaron for you. I think he was like a week out from Dubai. I'm like,
Literally, boy was tired as hell.
Yeah, for those of you guys who don't know, it is currently 7:30 Eastern Standard Time and 4:30 Pacific Standard Time where Aaron is.
And
I've
I'm gonna always bring you the energy. I don't even need that. I don't need that.
I'm on my third
I'm
cup of
not.
coffee and
What? Wait,
sleep.
what?
Yeah, it's bad. And it's Wawa. You know the
Oh,
deal.
shit.
Do you guys find it like after a show, it's like hard to like it's hard to like stay asleep? Like you guys wake up early, or is it just
yeah.
like you crash?
So leading into like a show like 4 weeks out, I do notice it's very, very hard to get asleep, but then I'll stay asleep.
Mhm.
But after a show, it's a lot easier to get asleep and then I'll stay asleep, but I'm waking up early. I think I'm
Yeah,
actually getting more rest. Like your body, just the supplements, getting a break, just kind of balancing and equalizing everything out in your system. I do think that your body's kind of just out of that overdrive mode to where you're able to rest, but you're waking up early, just like that internal clock, the circadian rhythms all back and track and whatnot. So I don't struggle with it. I mean, I just don't have to get up early sometimes. So I try to maximize my sleep.
that's like the
See, that's
weird.
the difference. I have to get my ass up. Like I have to. So
You're used to
I've been
this. You're trained,
I've
bro.
been having to get my ass up for 7 years since I had my daughter. So it's just became clockwork. And when I started bodybuilding, that was the time that I had to get up. Faster cardio was always 4 o'clock for me. And then shit, we just started the day there. And then when she started going to preschool and kindergarten, the schedule got better. So I mean, I don't get up that early no more, but it's my body still is like it wakes me up at 4, like I told y'all in previous podcast. Like, bro, I wake up to pee every time at like 3:30 or 4 o'clock. So it's like, well, shit, I'm up. I'm in the bed tossing and turning. If I do get on my phone, it's a wrap. So then it's
Mhm.
just like I'm staying up.
Yeah, like you
Yeah,
know what I
man,
love
that,
about the,
that
the
that
podcast too?
routine.
You know what I love about this podcast? I think all of
Uh,
it, like everybody in bodybuilding are at different stages. Like the young guys who are either single or have a girlfriend, then there's the married people, and then there's people with kids, right? It's like different
yeah,
evolutions. And like I think all of us kind of cover almost damn near the full spectrum, where it's
yeah.
like Drew was single for a bit, now he's in a relationship, but still like you can connect with him based off of like kind of that. And then based off of kind of like me, I'm married and it's a little bit different, but no kids yet. And then you have kids, you kind of went through it. You also have different responsibilities, like a different juggling act. So I think it's pretty cool kind of like listening to you guys speak
That's
about
what
how,
makes us the trifecta. I mean,
yeah,
you think about it, like a lot of people will disagree with me, disagree with Alex, disagree with Aaron, but at the same time, you see those same people over the weeks. There's things that we could all agree on, but having the different personalities to where we could relate on things like bodybuilding, we could relate on things with how motivated we are with businesses, and just we're not the type of people that are going to sit back and just take the bare minimum. Like my biggest fear was always being average. Like I love to succeed in anything I do. I could be playing a board game with my family. It's like I have to win. My competitive nature, I think it was something that I was born with. And I think you guys are the same way. And I know just talking to Alex personally, talking to Aaron, it's just this is all real. This isn't just for the YouTube. And we talked about this many times. Like I think we relate off of more things that aren't bodybuilding related. I think it's more so our mindsets to
yeah.
just be, you know, locked in. Like Aaron being a father, it's like it makes me okay when I'm a father one day. I'm gonna remember a lot of the things that he says on these podcasts.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. We take nuggets from each
Yeah.
different point of people's lives. Like I can take from Drew, certain aspects where from Aaron, I get something completely different. So that's what I love about it. But we are now 2.5, almost 3 weeks post Olympia. How's everybody feeling in their reverse? How's everybody's mental? Have you guys anything new in your guys' lives?
Just food, different types of food,
You know how much you're eating?
more food.
Are you kind of eating off the spectrum a little bit more now? Just because.
What I've been doing. I mean, I know Ariel listens to this stuff, but what I was doing the first week was 100% with my diet. Right, that Monday, I started my normal diet that he had me on, kind of in the normal days, to where they were not high or low. It was just like a set meal, 1 through 6.
Yep.
Cardio's the same. Got on a new training program, but I would get all my normal 6 meals in, and at the end of the night, if I crave something, I'd have it. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna have this, but it's not bullshit. So I've been doing a lot of the kind granola.
That's
So it's like a natural and stuff. So it gives you kind of like a
there's
sense
the
of,
kind. Are they the kind dark chocolate almond ones?
so I
Aaron
don't
loves
have
his dark chocolate almonds.
I got the
Hey,
cluster. I
the
got
thing
like
is, bro,
coconut, maple.
it's
I got the
healthy.
whole thing.
Dark chocolate is healthy, man. It's, from milk chocolate to dark chocolate is a huge difference. It's a huge difference.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
So that's why I stay away from milk chocolate.
Like Aaron, we went to Alpha Land this weekend. Aaron was like a kid in the candy shop. This man was
Bruh,
it was running around.
bruh. Let me first and foremost, shout out to Christian. That man right there has built the ultimate fucking gym that I've ever seen in my fucking life. When I say, let me not say, but when I do a video the next time I go there just to do a tour of that fucking gym, bro, it would probably take me in a full YouTube a hour and some change.
Explain the concept to me, since I haven't been there. Is it like a big warehouse? Like, what is it?
So it's 3 gyms in one facility. It's 18 acres.
Hey, chill out, bro. We got gym 1.5.
We got gym 1.5. It's 3.5 gyms now. We can't flip that. And if you want to count Christian's private gym, there's right. So when it's crazy because each gym kind of hits a different personality. So there's the traditional, more mainstream gym in gym 1, and then there's like gym literally called 1.5 that's outside, and then and then literally you go to gym 2, and it's bay doors open, shirts off, a lot of tripods, right? So be careful there. And then just the dopest machines, bro, at every single point. And then you go to gym 3, that's more warehouse feel, and it's insane lighting, but it's like grungy. It's like old school bodybuilding. But then they have 2 basketball courts. They have a volleyball court. They have a sauna, the recovery session. They have
soccer fields, fucking
soccer field. They like it's insane. Like and it's
bro, you can just have a barbecue there. Like he had a barbecue pit with like it's such a vibe to where, bro, like if I didn't have nothing to do, or if I even had something to do and I worked from home, I would literally go to the gym and work from there.
That's what they try to build.
That's his environment, bro. Like he don't want you to go home.
And then the thing is, what people don't see, because that's what kind of the day-to-day people who have a normal gym membership see. But then there's like athletes, and then like people like Aaron, like where they can actually go upstairs to like the actual like where a lot of the workers are. And Aaron came in on my photo shoot. So they have a photo shoot studio. They have the VIP center. The VIP center, bro, is insane. It's like
the VIP center is absolutely like a maybe what
it's
like the Ritz-Carlton.
It's
bro. When I say the shower that I took a shower in, bro, it could fit like 20 fucking people in it. Bro, it's like heaven. And when I say you go into this bathroom, it's literally a hotel. It's not just like you're going into a gym bathroom to where they don't have shit for you. Bro, they got towels, soap, Q-tips, fucking whatever you need. Like whatever you need. Bro, TMI, tampons, like they have it all for you. Like it is crazy. When I say the experience was over the top in that VIP room, bro, there's a full fucking bar.
Yeah, bar.
Full fucking arcade.
There's a full arcade.
Bro.
It's cool.
I was in heaven, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I swear I will be traveling to Alpha Land just to go to that gym. probably once or twice a month.
I
Like
might have
that,
to pop out this
that
weekend
gym
then,
made
Alex.
me like, wow,
Do the
like
seminar.
wow.
But
Yeah.
yeah, like they're doing it right. And I'll end it with this. Like, I think it's cool because there's a lot of different walks of life. Obviously, we have the social media personalities in there, but there's a lot of IFBB pros. Like, we were catching up with Dan while we were training, right? Clarence trains there. Well, I forget Medi's client. I'm drawing a blank on his name right now, but like Frank, like there's a lot of
Yeah.
pros, there's a lot of pros who train there, and you can get a good workout in. There's no question about it, But I think it sometimes gets a negative connotation just based off of the kind of influencer feel. But you got to realize we nowadays even the top bodybuilders shoot content, so it's good being able to go in there, have elite level equipment, good exercise,
And
good
bro, when I
training.
say that is the ultimate content gym,
Yeah, it is.
there's so many different areas bro. I of course after being there this weekend, I kind of followed some of the guys that were there, and even shout out to the dog Dre that we took a picture with. Just looking at their content, bro, it doesn't even look like they're at the same gym when they post content. And they're posting content daily or 2 times or 3 times a day, and it just all looks different, bro. And even that outside that one gym 1.5 with the mirrors like throughout that whole walking side, that shit is badass. Then you got the
Is that where
fucking
you were posing people?
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah. I saw that, man. It looked like a massive facility.
It was
it's
awesome,
it's
man.
it's, it's mega. It's mega for
But
sure.
all right, guys, quick question. I'm actually curious because I'm sitting here thinking and I'm brainstorming some content stuff. And if you guys like, what was your favorite costume growing up on Halloween? Like, this is probably releasing on Halloween, so I'm curious. Like, growing up, has there ever been a costume that you absolutely knew you killed? I don't know if you guys ever went to Halloween parties growing up.
Dracula.
Dracula.
Dracula was one of my favorite, bro. I think it was like I was I turned 12, and my family we had a party, and all my cousins dressed up. They were clowns. Everybody was suited and booted, man. And for some reason, Rob painted my face white, had all this blood from my mouth, had the little fake teeth, and the whole fit was just it was just that was one to remember, and that's probably one that I will say I remember the most out of every Halloween was one with my family and just me being Dracula.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What about you?
Me, like when I was a kid, it was always Superman, and my mom had the one where it had the muscles that were already in the suit,
Oh
and
yeah.
then I had like the cape, and I used to wear it to bed. Like I loved it, like when I was a little kid, man. I mean, that's what it was. But as I got older, I never really dressed up. I mean, I was always just, I mean, I don't know. I'll be honest. I didn't have too many friends. It wasn't that I couldn't get friends. It was just I was a homebody, man. I was very
Yeah.
isolated. I never was somebody that went out and did that type of stuff. So I mean, a few years, I think I dressed up as like a prisoner. I had like one of those orange jumpsuits. I went to a party with one of my buddies. Like this had to be probably when I was 19. And that was the last time that I dressed up. But now that Maria has nieces, she's super big into like dressing up and stuff. So she's going to be the Mad Hatter, and she made her own hat. We went to the thrift store. She got like a jacket and boots and stuff like that.
You got a good
I
one.
waited. Yeah, I waited last second. So I was like, but I can't
This
tell
is
you
my.
guys what I am this year.
I'm gonna tell you what I am in this year. You might be mad at me. Um, I had this. This is my favorite costume I've ever put together. This was like the
That's
weirdest.
a
Yeah,
Serial killer.
serial killer.
serial killer. Okay.
This shit
I
was
see.
fucking hilarious. I literally went to a high school party like this, and I say to say I was
That's funny.
town. It was awesome. But all right, Drew, don't get mad at me. So I had an idea of recreating like I was gonna do like a handful of different men's physiques athletes and kind of what they're known for. Like Corey Morris, like somehow warp my delts to make no sense for my body. Um, I don't know. I was thinking I was just brainstorming different things, but then I just said instead of making it about like the other athletes, well, I'd rather make it about men's or NPR. So Drew, I am going to hit a back shot and make a complete hole in my back. And so we're going to be no back Drew. And then for Aaron, we're going to do a combination of things. So we're
Oh
going
man.
to, I'm going to have a cowboy hat. I'm going to have a lasso. I'm going to have a scooter. I'm gonna
You're a
have just
fucking idiot.
literally a bunch of things.
Stupid as hell.
So y'all might see that on Instagram today or tomorrow, but I'm excited for
No,
this.
I like it. And that's the thing, man.
Trying to,
We can
I'm
all
trying
take
to
a
find
joke.
this damn. I'm trying to find this picture, bro, of me when I dressed up as Star Wars, but literally wore no pants.
No pants?
No pants, bro. And I went to a club.
Don't show
So
that. My mom might get excited.
it was like a club. Shut up. It was a club. It was a club Halloween party. And of course, that's when I just had got back into shape. I wasn't even bodybuilding at the time. But yeah, like everybody in the town went crazy over this little stupid. But of course, I have a full like couple $1,000 Star Wars suit, the real hammer, everything, like head to toe.
You guys actually like Halloween. That's probably my least
No,
favorite.
I actually hate Halloween just
Yeah.
because it's my best friend's birthday and he passed away years ago.
Uh,
And literally it's like, but I have to because of course I got kids now, and I can't just be Debbie Downer just
Yeah.
because I'm in my feelings about one of my friends.
What's
But
your least favorite holiday and your favorite holiday?
like this ain't that, but I do have a full Star Wars suit.
Star Wars
And
is sick, man. The thing is, the
that
masks are
and
hard
that's
to wear
real.
if you
Like
go.
that's not a fake suit. That is Disney
That's
A1.
that's
I can
expensive.
go do a fucking movie in
That's
type
expensive.
suit. So
All right, least
yeah,
favorite
that
holiday, favorite holiday, because then I want to get into some bodybuilding
I would
topics.
say
oh,
Halloween's my least favorite just because it's the beginning of like the gauntlet of holidays, and plus the weather starts to get a little shitty depending on where you're at. And then to me, it's like
Knock out here, baby.
you don't get work off for it. You don't get like it's not really like a holiday, and plus it's mainly for the kids. But my perspective changed, especially this year with Maria having nieces and stuff like that. Like it is about the kids, because I remember when I was a kid. I loved it. When you're in school and you're passing
yeah.
around the candy, and then it's kind of like a fuck it day, like
Yeah.
you didn't really have to do much, but you're able to wear what you want. It's like a half day. It was fun, especially
I forgot about them days.
being a kid.
I
Yeah.
forgot.
So yeah, it's nostalgic, man. You look back at it and you're like, but then you grow up and you're kind of like, yeah, it's an excuse for, people that kind of just,
Knock on your door, make
yeah.
your dogs bark, get a stomach ache from candy, all that stuff. But
Yeah, it's my mom is watching my younger Frenchie Kiki, and she's a spider. So I got her like a little outfit that pulls over, and it has all the legs. So she's running around looking like a
I
little
love that.
spider. Yeah.
Dude, I was that guy last year to literally put a bowl out and say, yo, if y'all rob the whole thing, y'all good. Be a savage. I did
They
not.
take the bowl too. Yeah.
Yeah, if they took my bowl, bro, I would find them. I got those cameras. I would find them. But Aaron, favorite holiday, least favorite holiday, and then
Boy, if y'all ain't looked into my life, boy, Christmas is it. Boy, I build the best Christmas trees by myself. I don't. I'm him when it comes to Christmas. Like
tomorrow night,
that's my shit.
once Halloween is over, our Christmas tree goes the fuck up. I don't care what nobody says. We are that family, bro.
Mine go up the second week of November, of course. Well, depending on this damn travel schedule I got going on right now, but hopefully I can get it up by the second week of November.
You have a little tree in the back right now, Banks. By your trophy thing. It looks like it.
Yeah,
that ain't a tree.
I was looking at that stuff, like getting ready now. It's gonna slowly be like all compounding.
All right. Do you guys want to cover? I've been sitting here trying to think about this. You want to talk about the Cbum situation, or do you want to talk about the Tyler Manion recap first?
Let's do the Cbum since that's
recap. Did we not talk about the recap?
No,
I thought we did.
No, we didn't talk about the recap yet. I don't think so.
No, we talked about kind of like the prize money and stuff like that. How men's physique isn't being
I don't think
covered as much.
I think we hinted at like.
Well, we'll get around to that. Let's start with the Bumstead story here, because I know a lot of people are probably wanting. It blew up all over the internet. So for the people that don't know, Bumstead's doing the Open at the Prague Pro. It blew up all over the internet. Everybody's covering it, but I think people want to specifically hear our opinions on kind of how you would do, where you would place. Is it a good decision or not? So
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think people care about our opinion, but I'm gonna give it because I think this is probably the most exciting thing in bodybuilding in a very long time. Right, you got somebody who, I'm not gonna say broke our hearts, but we all kind of knew it was coming. But took the current most popular bodybuilder in the world, took a step back and was seemingly focused on his family, growing businesses, and really it didn't really add much for him to continue. I mean, 7 titles for him is not going to be much different than 6 titles. I think obviously the eighth or ninth one would be something different, but he doesn't see himself continuing to compete that long. And the one thing about him, he's always had health issues, even from stuff off the stage. So he understood that he's young, right? And now he decided to take a step back. But before that, he decided to stand on stage with the big boys. And we've all wondered this for so long. Like, what would it look like? Chris has always been considered a bigger guy in the classic physique division. Not to mention, he had to continue to suck down to the 242 weight cap that he had. And now we have an opportunity to see him go on stage with no weight cap in mind. All he's focusing on is bringing the biggest, fullest, and again, most dense conditioned version of himself. So now we're going to see a completely different Chris. It's going to be just absolute night and day. And obviously, we have Martin Fitzwater doing the show. We have Rafael Brandao doing the show. We have Sean Clarita doing the show. We had rumors of Rubiel Mosquera doing the show. There's just a lot of guys who are going to stand next to him. And outside of Rubiel, which, again, I don't believe he's 100% confirmed, if you really look at the lineup who's going against, at least the top guys in the conversation, they're not mass monsters. They are the guys in open who still need to grow, right? The guys who continuously get feedback to put on tissue. So the fact that Chris has been in classic and now he has ability to kind of fill the frame out a little bit more to go to open, even just within a couple of weeks, he's going to do it, right? He's one of the best coaches in the world, the best coach in the world, if you ask me. But again, this is absolutely insane. So what do you guys see here? Do you guys think that, first off, you think he can beat Rafael?
No.
Really?
No. So here, Rafa, you said the key word was they're not even mass monsters, but still they're so big. And here's the thing with post-show. Obviously, Chris has a lot more glycogen. He's not going to add actual tissue in that 2 weeks. So we all know the post-show pumps and all this. And I talked about this on my live the other day. Chris is a taller guy, dominated in classic. I don't think anybody was ever close to him. People say that it was close. I don't think anybody was ever close to him. But the open is a completely different division with a whole different look. And Chris doesn't have, he's not a massive guy. He's not like these open guys. He doesn't have the density. Now he has the conditioning, but you got to remember, for his height and his weight, he's still going to be exposed in certain areas. He doesn't have the legs like these guys. He has the shape, but even Rafael Brandao, when he first did the Arnold Classic, because he has beautiful lines and beautiful shape, he was one of the smallest guys and he was the most conditioned, but we show where he kind of ended up with being the most conditioned, but giving up a lot of size. Now, Chris, obviously with his name, momentum, he's going to stand out just based off of his name.
Dents in the motherfucker right there.
I mean, if you compare that to Chris, and I think Rafael always had that classical look because I think he's taller too, yes. Tight waist, when he hits a front lat spread. I mean, but the density, especially in the legs, like I think Chris holds his own in all the side poses, like the side leg, but from the front and the back poses, he doesn't have that overall leg girth. And I think he's going to be exposed, especially when you got Martin, who's theoretically the same weight, but 5 inches shorter. I think that it's still bodybuilding. It's still mass. And, Chris might have the best conditioning, but you got to look at it. It's not just freaky as far as the overall look. It's freaky as size in general. Men's physique guys are still freaky, not with size, but with proportion, shape, and conditioning. Same thing with classic. But when you look at open, it's a whole different animal. And I think that regardless of Chris's name.
So let's spin it. So even with that being said, you really think Cbum still won't win?
Cbum won't beat Martin, bro. It would defeat the whole purpose of what the open is. If Cbum came in as a classic champ and beat a guy who's top 4 in the world, it would literally go against the grain of what open bodybuilding is because he doesn't have that size yet. He can eventually if he's stuck with it.
I think that just went over your head. That went over your head. Do you really think Cbum won't win?
I'm not talking politics. But here's the thing with Steve being the head judge, and Steve is always, we said,
he is the head judge
in Chicago. Yeah, I know. With Steve being the head judge, right? Yeah, with Steve being the head judge at this show, we said it with Sadik. Sadik having the followers that he does, literally paving Men's Physique from the beginning, the first year that it came out, training at Bev's gym, right? Everybody was like, Sadik's going to win just because of that. But look at where he placed. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hold on.
I truly.
My question is this. We've seen Sean Clarita go into open shows, not being the biggest guy. He's dense, obviously. He's a fucking tank, but not being the biggest guy, beating guys like even Sergio Oliva, who has been in the conversations, in previous years. You don't think Chris has the capability of doing
No,
the thing?
pound for pound, Sean Clarita has more muscle than Chris. Pound for pound.
Yeah.
Look
But
at
pound for pound,
that's what it
he has
comes.
more muscle than everybody, pound for
Yeah.
pound.
Yeah. But when you're in comparison to people too, you look at Chris being a taller guy, he's gonna look slender in a lineup like this. It's almost like it's like Ryan Terry if he went to classic. Just because Ryan Terry is the men's physique champ, he's going to a whole nother division. The whole other division requires different criteria. It's the same thing with bikini. If the bikini chick went to wellness, classic and open are also two different divisions with significant amount of differences. And I think that's the same thing. Like you can't just win one and then go to the other. Otherwise, they would have told him years ago to go to open if they really thought that he would be a threat in the open. I think
they've
that
been telling him. They've been telling him.
Look at this, right?
I've heard it the last 3 years since I've been in the league. They've been
but that's with time and an off season to actually prep for it. He just came off of a stage cap, I believe, being 242 at his height.
Yeah.
Like I think him and Hani obviously could, with time, he could get there absolutely and be a threat. I'm not saying he's not a threat. I'm just saying with the level that they're at right now with these guys, and you just look at Horse MD. I believe he's doing it too.
Yeah.
The density in the legs and just the overall sheer size. Like,
okay.
It's just
now let's say if Chris loses, does this damper his legacy?
Absolutely not.
No, he's doing it for fun. He already admitted that he was doing it for fun. I think it's a great thing for the sport. He's bringing in so much momentum, so much more traffic, everything. So those tickets are already sold. Those people are going to watch it, whether he takes dead last or if he does win. Like those tickets are sold. It's not going to make anything look bad for the sport because he's still bringing momentum and bringing traffic to this division even more. And I think it's a great thing. I love Chris. I'm a huge fan of Chris.
Look, this is a photo I was taking a couple days ago. This was obviously an Olympia stage. Look at the chest difference, the fullness, right? Like, and again, conditioning is obviously still on point. He's not peaked yet. Like, look at his leg density. Like, he is clearly thicker. And if he's aiming, say, to be on stage around 250 to 252, that's a 10-pound jump from where he was on stage. That glycogen, 10 pounds of practically.
He said he was loading. Said he was loading up.
That is scary, bro. So like,
I love his captions, bro. Every time he posts and just, I'm like,
hilarious. But I don't know, man. Like, I don't want to sit here and be a sucker for the moment, but I can see a world where Chris Bumstead takes this. But if I had to put money on it, I don't think that he's going to beat Martin. But I do think he can beat Rafael. I do think that he can beat Sean.
But Martin, that's a different story. And we talked about this on the Instagram Live the other day, kind of running through shot by shot.
Jesus, bro. He's
big as fuck, bro.
Yeah,
like, he is big, but the thing is he as big as the open guys? Because here's the thing: seeing Bumstead in person, in clothes, at check-ins and stuff like that,
he's not that
like
big.
He's still a big dude, but he's not like the open guys can't hide it, bro. You see an open guy walk in the room, you know they're open, and that's what I'm kind of saying.
100%.
You know, and it's no disrespect to Bumstead. He's built a legacy. He's the greatest and I think most popular bodybuilder aside from Arnold in modern era right now, and he'll never be replicated. You know what I'm saying? But as far as open and making this shift, we all know after shows like and you guys see my posts, like I'm about 15 pounds heavier and it looks like I'm 30 pounds heavier, but that eventually fades. You know what I'm saying? It's not actual muscle tissue, you know, it's that pumping up and all that. So I think it's the best opportunity for him if he's going to do an open show to do this show, because it's right after Olympia, right before the holidays. I don't think it's, aside from Martin, I don't think it's going to be the craziest lineup. But I do think that he's going to be in the mix. He's going to be compared. They're going to give him that because of Bumstead and him being who he is. They're going to give him the comparisons. I mean, but I just don't see him being a threat as far as like people are saying open, he's going to qualify, and then he's going to go to the Olympia, and then he's going to be, you know what I'm saying? It just,
I
don't see it.
How much do you think he's getting paid?
More than I can imagine.
Dude, it's about like the only
I can tell you how much the Arnold Classic pays him just to go sit in the seat.
Jeez,
So I
man.
know for a damn show, he getting paid a lot.
He's
You know,
making buku money.
it's crazy because like we work with brands, right? So we kind of post and kind of like have to, sell a product or educate our audience on a product. Doesn't it feel like he's kind of like starting to market for the show a little bit? Like it feels like over
Yeah.
his LinkedIn post, he's like marketing for a show. It's like, I don't
So
know.
that's the thing. That's the thing with superstars. So for
And that's
example,
the
like The
thing.
Rock,
He's never done this.
Never, never for
He's
any
never
show,
done this.
it's
any
history, bro.
any
It's
show,
history.
bro.
Not even Olympia.
He's never done it for a show. You're 100% right.
No,
He's posting a lot more content. He's not a guy that really makes story
no.
posts or really talk. I mean, he has his YouTube and stuff, but he's not that guy that really posts a lot. But I'm liking the posts, man. I mean, I'd keep it coming. How many likes did he get on that where he announced he's
The
going to be
announcement,
open?
right? Which one was that? Was it
The second one in.
this one?
Yeah, dude. That broke the internet. I was getting sick of scrolling. Everybody's sending it to me like I didn't see it
Everybody.
already. Everybody and their mother seen it already. And then people are tagging me. And then I message Aaron and I'm like, hey, Aaron, you hear Martin's doing it? He goes, yeah, I already heard. I'm like, it just came out 5 minutes ago. How do you even know? I'm like, it just, sir, you probably knew beforehand anyways, like the hints and
Yeah.
stuff. But I'm like, it's just crazy, man. I love Bumstead. I love his content. I've seen him in person many times. The dude is just very likable, and that's why he's so popular. He set trends,
He's
he set
relatable,
the
bro.
standard.
He's
Yeah,
not
and he
he's
does
not
it for the
perfect.
right reasons.
He's not
Yeah.
perfect. He's losing his hair. He has a lisp, but you know what he does have is that related. Seriously, he's still a good looking dude. I mean, but like
Yeah, he's a stud, man. He's the face of classic, and
he,
nobody's ever going to be where he is. And here's the thing: even if somebody in the future gets more titles than him, nobody's going to ever do it better than the first person to ever do it. It's the same thing with Tom Brady in the NFL.
I don't think
Somebody could
anybody
get more
will.
Super Bowls than him, but it's not going to make him better. That's why he's the GOAT. People use this word GOAT a lot and throw it around there. Chris is the greatest of all time. And it's not just as a bodybuilder, it's as just being an influencer, being on YouTube, being like the dude posts like random stuff and gets 3 million likes. That's unheard of, bro.
It's nuts.
I
But
would hate to have that guy's Instagram and have his notifications. Imagine the DMs he gets, bro. Like Aaron and Alex, like you both got way more
That's the
followers
thing.
than me, but I'm like, imagine
Has
him. It's
He has a great, yeah, and that's one thing I do respect about Chris and what he's built. We're gonna merge over and talk about a little bit more of the business side. He's built a team around him with Dom and Matt
Matt,
and all those guys, man.
Jim
And
Shark
I
Raw.
just respect it, because he's built an amazing team, and you can see with just the quality of every one of his business, they're thriving. So it's just respectable to see, especially with me hopping into the entrepreneur side of things now. It's a
You look at
person that
things
I do
differently.
look up to.
Yeah.
I look at it totally different. And I just even remember when I first came into the league, and my first kind of big mentor was Jay Cutler, and he always was talking it was business, you know what I mean? So to see it and now just see who's doing it and who's thriving in it, it's only respect, man. And
I
I
couldn't,
see it.
I couldn't agree more. Well,
Bumstead's the epitome of what bodybuilding is and what people want, right? Amazing physique, is just his overall look, the way he holds himself, being a family man, the business aspect of it. Like you're not making money, bodybuilding, you're making money from it. And he played all his cards right and he did it the right way, and that's what, when people say, I want to be a bodybuilder, it's like, oh yeah, like who? Like Bumstead. That's what people want and expect, but you don't understand that he's one in how many? 9 billion,
yeah. Again, I think this
That's
is
why I said, man, and I tell y'all all the time, keep your circle like keep your circle tight. Stay true to yourself, man, and stay in your lane, because he's not one of those guys who's just friending everybody and around everybody. He's to himself, and y'all see that even when he goes to shows. He goes and sits in that little fucking corner and don't fuck with nobody. You
You
know
do
what I
the
mean?
same thing, Aaron. You do the
I
same thing.
do. I
Yeah.
do. So it's
Champion mentality.
I see it. I see it. And it's just amazing to kind of be able to witness. And when I did win in 2022, it was just an honor to kind of sit on that panel that next day on Sunday with him and take pictures with him and kind of just say I know Chris Bumstead. Like that's something that a lot of people can't really say. So
No, man.
it's been an honor, and I hope his retirement goes well. And of course, man, and I kind of made my own little post, but hope he fatherhood is the best hood, like I say it all the time, man. And I hope he enjoys that baby. And if I was him and Courtney, I'd be having another one right about now. Do it back to back, Chris.
So
Don't wait. Back to back.
let's end it with this. Chris, say he wins the show on some crazy shit. He steps on stage better than any of us ever expected. He takes it. He's now beat fourth in the world. Should he do the Olympia? Does he do the Olympia?
I think he does the Olympia.
If he wins this, if he wins this, I think there's no reason not to.
Even as much as we say politics or whatever the case may be, but you have to understand, if Chris does open at the Olympia, y'all don't even know the magnitude of what that will bring to our sport.
It's going to be the number one. It's going to be the highest rated Olympia of all time.
Of all times,
like by a mile.
I'm waiting for them to televise it, bro. The amount of money they bring in, they probably could.
Yeah,
they could.
Yeah, they really could. It probably gives Chris a little bit of like a percentage of it to help market. It would be.
Oh, absolutely, man. Because you know that for him to say that he's retired, his mind's kind of made up. The only thing that would make sense, like him winning the show, they're gonna have to fork over a bag that's insanity. And if they're giving away, $850,000 in the open, they're probably gonna give more than that just for him to be there, to compete.
Yeah,
he would need at least $5 million, at least. Bottom,
because he would bring in 10 times
easily. Easily.
Yeah. All right,
it's crazy to think about that.
It's kind of crazy when you just said 5 million, and it's like insane,
easy,
nuts.
And I wouldn't take less than that. I wouldn't even be negotiated.
I think that what I want to do here is listen to maybe like the top 4, hear what the feedback he says, and see if you guys agree, because there's some things I agree with, some things I don't necessarily agree with. Obviously his eye is definitely better, but I wanted to get your guys' opinion on it.
First, we had Ryan, our returning champ. And in second, we had Ali. I think for Ryan, he did a great job of coming back. Obviously, he's always in great condition. Ryan's strength is his overall balance. And obviously, he has a great taper with a great midsection. And then when you go to the back, he has an amazing back that improves so much. So from the front, we see the balance with the shoulders and the arms. The chest is full, but obviously doesn't look like a bodybuilder's. He has a great V-taper, all coming into a nice midsection with very developed and conditioned abs. And then again, you go to the lower body, he has great lower body development, so he looks very balanced standing there. From the back, he's improved his back. Obviously, it was amazing last year. I think it was just as good, if not a little bit better this year. Now, conditioning-wise.
You guys agree with that?
I don't. I think his back looks pretty much the same. I mean, maybe a little bit more etched out, like as far as conditioning. I don't think it's like better. And then, like, if you put them side by side, that's the only way, obviously, with the difference in lighting. But I think last year was
his back was better.
His back was flat as fuck. Back was better last year. I think he's wide as shit. I think that's what surprised me this year. I didn't realize how wide he actually was. But I know. Shut up. Shut up. I ain't
gonna say nothing.
I didn't realize how wide he was, but I don't like his back density didn't look as, like, his fullness in his back didn't look as pronounced as it was last year.
No, even Ryan said he was flat.
Yeah,
and it was not. It was, and that's what
I think he says this at some point here. I spoke with Ryan. We're gonna have him on the podcast next week because he wants to kind of go over what happened.
I want people to know that are listening. By no means are we saying that he doesn't look good. We're comparing this to last year, how he looked. Last year, the best overall was an all-time best, because some people are going to say that, oh yeah, he won, so why are you talking shit? He knows like that he did not come in better than last year.
He told us this. Like, don't get it twisted.
Don't get it twisted.
Us, like, this is not us. This is us being fans and analyzing it, but then him coming to us and saying, great eye, you validated it. I would love to come on the podcast and explain. And I can't wait to have him on. This is why I fucking love Ryan, right? Like he's somebody who, if people have questions, he's going to answer it, you know, and
Right.
that's the dopest part. Most people will hide. But all right.
Morning, a touch on the flat side. I think even though that was the case, all of his strengths really were shown here, and it was enough for him to take the title because in second we had Ali. I think Ali definitely improved from the Pittsburgh. He improved the thickness to his chest. He can still use just a touch more to that upper chest, but the thickness improved. And his front pose is very strong because he probably has the best core in men's physique right now. The ab.
Who's the better core, Ryan at 100% or Ali below at 100%?
I would say Ali just based off of structure. Ryan has the abs.
I'll give Ali the obliques, but overall core, Ryan. For sure.
I think Ali's fucking abs.
No, it don't get me wrong, that shit's sick. But it's his obliques that.
So would you rather have Ryan's or Ali Below's abs?
Hell
Ali.
yeah! Tell Ali Bilal to stand straight on.
Yeah, but you don't have to.
What?
Ryan is so peeled, like he has that separation in the middle.
Ryan has
Bro,
that just
that's
deep,
what I'm saying.
grainy.
We talk about men's physique. The core of men's physique is beach body. Everybody ain't going on, and that goes for me too. Everybody ain't going to the beach and standing fucking at an angle. But if Ryan could go to the beach and stand fucking straight on and look like a fucking god.
Shit, I don't know. I'm taking Ali Bilal's abs. If you ask me, I think he looks crazy.
He improved the thickness.
I didn't say that. He do look crazy.
Just a touch more to that upper chest, but the thickness improved. And his front pose is very strong because he probably has the best core in men's physique right now. The abs are very
So he mentioned that he has to add like some upper chest thickness, some density to the back. Drew, and from my understanding, he's like fighting to get down to the weight cap. Drew, with hearing that, somebody yourself, you're in the same situation. What do you do? And again, they even said he lost, or a part of the reason why, because he wasn't as balanced as Ryan from top to bottom. So he still needs to make sure legs are consistent while still growing the upper body. And I think a little different. I think you have pretty big legs, so that could even be sacrificed. But in his shoes, like, what would you do?
So, I mean, it's just time too. It's body composition, whatever he's been doing, the recipe he's been cooking up, the amount of improvements that he's made in the past year with peaking. I mean, it's just kind of etching out more of that detail in the back, you know, the chest, obviously the tissue with time. He's going to get to a point to where, for example, Edvon, you know, he's one of the mass monsters in men's physique, or at least was when he mainstreamed and came down. He actually doesn't even need to eat meals before prejudging because he stays full, because that's actual true muscle density. Glycogen isn't muscle tissue. That's just peaking the right way. I think Ali with time is going to fill it out to where there's actual tissue there that's added, to where he's not going to have to, you know, peak as much or have to eat as much food, to where in order to achieve that same look, he won't have to eat as much. So maybe his weight won't be as much. It's all manipulation with time. I mean, yeah, he's right at that cap like me. Obviously, I have no leg training anymore. So that's kind of my approach. But him, for example, even if he did, you know, train legs a little less, that could compensate a pound or two, and he could probably add a little bit, not even size, but just more of the etched out shape, right?
Yeah.
Or on the abs, and he wasn't making sure he was opening his lats all the way here. If you go and see a video or look at the pictures of Ali from the finals, you will see how much better his front pose looked when he was posing it correctly. And this could have made the show much closer, in my opinion. Now, when we look at Ali from the back, again, I think he had a little bit of posing difficulty. I actually, you know, obviously talked to him after the show to give him his feedback. He said, you know, the nerves kind of took over with his first time, you know, being in the center at the Olympia, which I can't blame him for. You can see from the back that he can still use just a little bit more width here. You know, look at him specifically next to Ryan. Also, when he was standing next to Aaron, you can see he needs a little bit more of that width for that taper in the back. And in the morning, I feel like his density and thickness and depth was a little bit on the flat side as well. It wasn't really shining through the way it needed to. So when you compared him next to Ryan, I think Ryan really beat him handily from the back. And the front was much closer, but just the way that Ali was posing kind of, you know, got rid of everything that it could have been for him in the front post. So for me, I think Ryan won clearly overall. Ali was second, but I do want to say that at night, Ali filled out even more and posed much better. And if he can bring that finals package to the prejudging stage and make it so it is either very close or, it could even go the other way in the more.
That's crazy, man. From going damn near last place to where he is now. Kudos to him. I've been a massive fan of his physique, and more importantly, a massive fan of his character. He's definitely going to be one of those guys who's at the top for a long time. And again, if he can, fine tune his weak points, he's going to be a problem. But all right, Aaron.
We had Aaron. So for me, I feel like Aaron was very flat. He was very flat through the
thoughts. Okay, real quick. I don't want to, cause any back and forths. The way that I look at things, I think, Aaron, you were being judged against yourself when I think like previous versions of yourself, and I still don't think you were flat compared to previous versions as much. But in a bodybuilding show, we compare to who we're standing next to. And I don't think that you were as flat or more flat than the other guys. I think you still had the roundness comparative to everyone. They even said Ryan was flat in the morning compared to his previous self. We all know that he has to, or Ali Bilal has to continue to add the upper chest density. So the fact that they were saying that you were flatter, maybe if they're comparing you to you at your all-time number one best, but I think that like you said, like
judging happens on the day.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. So like when I'm looking at, I'm like, compared to the other guys, I didn't see the flatness, and that's where I was just a little confused. Like I didn't see it. Like even here, you can see, like, look at your fullness in your chest compared to like Ali Bilal's, right? And don't get me wrong, I think that Ryan had just pretty solid fullness in general, but when I'm looking across the board, man, I don't know. Like I think E-Man was ripping full, but real quick, you guys take over this conversation. I'm going to pause this here because I have our pool guys ringing out my doorbell. So give me 1 second. But yeah, Drew, what do you think about this?
I mean, I saw Aaron backstage. I saw him leading up to the show. I mean, I'm going to say you weren't flat. Obviously, I don't know what Tyler was seeing at the time being on stage as you're posing throughout the rounds. But I mean, even in comparison, in comparison to everybody else.
But you got to understand, everybody else on that stage faded. I didn't fade at all.
You got better. You get better as you pose. Yeah,
absolutely. So, I just, it is what it is. I was flat. I guess I was flat. I got to be better. And, I can't, I'm not going to go back and forth with grown men and grown women about how I look that day. It's just is what it is. I just got to come back and being better. So
no, your look was definitely not the 2022 look, but you added so much more density from 2022, right. And you still bodied Dubai. You came.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like when I do bring everything that they asked for, it's like I don't know. At this point, I don't know. Yeah, they want more chest. I brought more chest and size and density. They wanted me to be conditioned. I think I was pretty fucking conditioned.
All right, then Aaron,
you were.
Then be honest, right? But here, hold on. Let's put him on the spot. What do you need to do in order to regain that title? What the fuck do you need to do?
I'm finna dog the shit out of this year. We're gonna put on enough size and dense muscle and again bring the conditioning to the point to where it's just fucking overwhelming. We're not chasing and listening to people's feedback. Me and Cut's got our game plan. We just gonna do what we do, and we're just gonna bring the best version that the world has ever seen.
Running your own race.
So if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. It don't bother me. My bills are still being paid. It's what I have to do, and moving forward, it's.
You made a really good post the other day, and I think sometimes you get a negative rap. Yeah. And I think your success that rose you to the top very fast, kind of put you in a position where, like you said, accolades and things of that sort were more of the primary focus. And I think,
Yeah, that was literally the chase, you know. Again,
yeah,
we're talking about something in a whole industry that I knew nothing about. All I knew was Ronnie Coleman and Jay Cutler. And when we talk about it, Ronnie had 8 at the time. So I'm thinking like, well, shit, I gotta come in this league and kind of dominate and have that dog mentality like everybody else had, and especially me coming from that other side, of course, football and just having that competitive mindset. It was like,
win,
well, shit,
period.
I got to win, nothing but win, and
Yeah.
understanding that, bro, it's not necessarily just winning on stage. It's just winning in life and winning in spiritually, winning emotionally, physically, in every area. So, yeah, man,
It's the best thing to ever happen to you is getting third. I feel like you got a good chick in your life. We were talking about this the other day. You got a good
yeah,
support system. You got Men's Physique. We're all real with each other. We could take positive criticism. Of course, we're all going to say, hey, we're coming into the Olympia to win. Ali said the same thing the whole weekend, but because you said it, people are like, oh, yeah, look what happened. Or look, Drew, all that talk about top 10. You'll never be in a top 10. Or the things with Alex. Like, regardless
yeah,
of what people say, you lock that out because the best thing that ever happened with me, the reason why I'm so locked in right now more than ever and getting back on my diet that Monday right after Olympia is because I'm that much hungrier to improve. I'm that, and I know that you're in the same exact boat. And just looking at these photos, you by far have the most density on stage. You are the most complete from the back. The only thing is between Ali, Eman, and Ryan is your condition, but you don't have that dry, shredded, grainy look because all that tissue you added is new tissue. I don't think it's solidified yet. And I know we talked about this before. You bring in Ryan Terry or Ali, like conditioning, or at least good enough conditioning to where you're close to them. I mean, I truly still don't see anybody touching you. I really don't. And I know you think the same exact thing. You look at your shoulders, you look at your chest, you look at your silhouette. Like the difference between Ryan, you look at your back, how much wider your back is and how much denser. Ryan has a very similar back as far as the muscle belly's running down the middle. He's just a lot more conditioned to where it appears like his back's just more complete. That's what it is. Like, but you could see your density clearly. You have conditioning that's closer to that, dude. It's like it's too overwhelming, like you said.
So Ryan isn't fully in his back shot here, but again, we showed it multiple times enough. Hope you guys can get the picture. He did mention that Ryan's back was better than yours, and that's where I was a little confused as well. Maybe this one
yeah.
too.
He clearly said Ryan has the best back on stage. Like,
That's why I was surprised because listen, I think he has the most detailed back on stage, but I would still take your back and Emmanuel's back over his. I think Emmanuel just the same thing, needs more density throughout his back or overall detail. But
More detail. He's
yeah,
dense. He just needs more detail.
like look at this shit. Like
He
what the
opened
fuck?
up there. That last photo, he wasn't open up. Now, when he opens up, you could see it all coming together.
He pinched a little bit throughout the and Tyler hit on that too. But like fuck, look at this back, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Like he has this back has the highest ceiling. I really I have if he can bring like Venetius detail, what the fuck? Like look how low his lats insert to his fucking hip, right?
yeah,
Now Aaron's right now, even though it can be more detailed, I think right now this is the best back on stage because it's a
Best back in the world of men's physique. We've said
yeah,
it since day one. And then people say, well, why didn't he win if he has the best back? Because there's little intricate things. You're looking at the best of the best, the top 4, and they're also looking at everybody else, seeing them at their previous best. They know Aaron could be more conditioned. It's kind of like you, Alex. Like they know you could bring it because you have. It's been a while since you did, but they know you could bring it, and that's why you're being held back.
yep, you're
You know what
being
I'm saying?
compared to your previous version. That's why, and I know it because when I asked for Tyler for feedback, like I email him after every single show. He literally
Bring
sends,
Miami look. Bring
he sends me
Miami
a
look, and
photo
you'll
of the
be
Miami look. It's like this.
That's why you got to stop asking for feedback like me. Like, don't ask for feedback
I don't
anymore
need
because we
to.
already know what it is.
I don't need to ask for feedback anymore. I mean, Drew, you were with me when I got my feedback after the show, after the Olympia.
It's
But
the
like,
same stuff we could have told ourselves. And I got
that's what
my
I'm saying.
feedback too. It's the same exact stuff.
It's the same stuff at this point. But before we hop off this, I want to give E-Man. We don't have to play the video, but this is, even Tyler said it, the best version of E-Man we've ever seen. Again, the guy, I think he got a bad rap throughout the year because he's been a little inconsistent, but holy shit, bro. The most detail, I think one of the fullest on stage. I think just width wise, structure wise, it was immaculate. I think E-Man still has a decent amount of wiggle room throughout his cap, maybe a few pounds. But again, the thing about him is he doesn't really need to grow much more. Yes, he does need to add some density and overall size to his lower body, but this was the best E-Man. Again, detail through the midsection has always been something that he needed to focus on, and he did that. And he brought, I think he was down about 6 pounds, if I'm not mistaken, from his previous show, or Olympia, which is nuts while still keeping the fullness. I think because of his chest is so big, he can maybe bring up his shoulders a little bit more. But man, I'm so impressed with him. Like he's been
I was
somebody.
impressed with E-Man too. Yeah, he
Yeah.
definitely impressed me. He's a guy that needs to just focus on 1 or 2 shows a year, because when he's trying to requalify and he's, going into these other shows, I think he's not giving himself enough time to pretty much recuperate, because when he does peak, look at where he's at. You know what I'm saying? Like he takes that time off, like his body gets that tired look, kind of like when you were saying, Alex, when you push yourself, you get tired. And we saw that with the Arnold last year. And I was the first one after we got off stage. I went up to him. I said, "Hey, man, I'm going to be the first one to say I didn't have you in the top 4 again. And you proved me wrong." And I said that to him because he really did impress me. It was one of those things I didn't even think about. I just did it because I saw him. And I'm like, I give credit where credit's due. And obviously doing this stuff and the critiques and analysts on Men's Physique Radio, I want these guys to know, like, I appreciate it because I'm still a fan, but we're given the recognition where it deserves. Like you can't cheat that work, and the look that he brought was really, really crazy. I mean, it's the best version. So now he's held to even a higher standard, 2-time top 4 in the world. Like you said, he has the highest ceiling, especially with his back, and he keeps focusing on the detail. I mean, he has the whole look, just has to fine tune it.
I think for next season, I think the number one thing that he needs to focus on is very simple. I think he needs to give his body as much time as possible for a break. I don't think he's not one of those guys who needs to go at it early to get a qualification. He's not. Like he's at a point now where when he's on stage, he's at his best, he can beat anybody. So he's not one of those. So I think that he can do a show before the qualification window, get the qualification, maybe do one more either before or after the Olympia, to then get the 2026 qualification if that's what he wanted to do, and then continue to run that pattern, shut it down, or just do the Arnold and then shut it down. Right? He's at that caliber now, right? 4th in the world multiple times. He's been top 10 the year before that. So he's not really needing to prove anything outside of just continuing to be consistent. His best case scenario is putting on the tissue for the lower body, so he needs time for that. And again, if he can continue to run that race, he's going to be a problem. So again, really impressed with him. There's not much else for him to do, but just do it. You know what I mean? He's proven at this point. I think a lot of times people need to see it multiple times to prove that, and I think he's done that. Yeah. Damn, man. Well, I wanted to address this one last time before we do hop off. I know there's been a lot of conversation, probably it was the highest viewed Men's Physique Radio podcast when Aaron was being real, just telling me what it is. And as a friend, I appreciate that. Obviously there was some stuff in the comments that I'm not gonna say rubbed me the wrong way, but I don't think put my coach in the proper lighting. And I know me and Aaron talked about it too. I did part ways with my coach. I want to start off by emphasizing that. And it was nothing to do with what Aaron said, and nothing to do with what the comments said or anything like that. It was obviously something that I've been juggling back and forth now for the last couple of weeks, after the Olympia. And I want to make sure I say this, publicly. My previous coach, he was probably the best decision I've ever made in bodybuilding. He got me to a point in my career where most people wouldn't be able to get to in the time frame that they've gotten to, or even gotten to in general. With him, my first 3 shows were overalls. My second NPC show, which is the quickest way to get an IFBB Pro card, was winning an overall at North Americans. He was maximizing my potential at a very young age. He instilled with bodybuilding, the true bodybuilding is the hardcore style back in the day. And I think obviously we've grown together through the years learning my body. And the reason I decided to make that transition was just to see what a new potential guided eye could help maximize my current look. I think we've seen it time and time again. Our physiques change, man, over years. And I don't want it to get twisted. I've been with him for 8 years. You know, that man has, been with me from the day that I picked up a dumbbell practically, educated me on how to actually move that
Hey,
dumbbell.
you've been bodybuilding for 8 years?
I've since 27 or 2017. So 8 years with him, but I think 7 years competing, whatever 2019 is.
You old in bodybuilding.
I've been competing. I've been competing 10 years.
Man, y'all younger than me, but y'all older than me. If y'all understand that.
When'd you start?
Bro,
20, I started 2015.
Damn.
my
Yeah.
first show was in April of 2019.
Yeah, bro. So was mine. Mine was May.
When I went pro was his first show.
My first show was May 2019. I was prepping out of my college dorm room. I had to take my finals I had to take my finals a few weeks early just so I wouldn't be in peak week for my actual finals.
So how you been bodybuilding for 8 years? Because that's 5 years on my end.
Wait, is my math way off?
Way the hell off.
Okay.
I ain't been bodybuilding for that long. I tell you that. I damn sure tell you that.
Right.
This is my 4th Olympia. You ain't gonna say I've been to Olympia 8 times.
You're right. So I've been working with him for about 6 years then.
Okay.
But regardless, he's been in my life way longer than that. Like that's the cool thing about him. He's in the gym that I trained at before I started bodybuilding. I was still, just focusing on football. And there's actually photos of him back in the day, kind of critiquing me and move me around posing wise before I'd even started this. But regardless, this man has a massive impact on me in my career and my life in general. And I want to make that very clear. I'm thankful for the time.
I also want to make something very clear too to his coach. I never meant no ill will. I didn't mean anybody to bash you at all. Still got respect for you and what you and Alex have accomplished. So again, on my end, I didn't mean anything disrespectfully. It's all respect, and it's just I just came from a friend perspective and a professional and a business perspective with what I had to say.
Yeah.
So it will on my end.
I appreciate saying that too, and I think he will too. But when it comes to, man, I think there's so much negativity around coaches nowadays, that I just don't want it to
get to that point.
I don't want a good coach to be, brought down based off of, an experience that, more towards the tail end has only been, hey, you've missed, you're not on, pointing fingers, right? Like, for those of you who don't know, Sadik just left his long-term coach for the same reason. He just left his new coach. He has a new coach that he hasn't announced yet, but this is something that happens. And the one thing I think people realize, or like, people change coaches like they change socks, and what I'm blessed about with even my clients, I feel like a lot of my clients I've had for a long period of time, but this is an industry with high turnover rate. And I've been with him for so damn long. I'm proud to say that I haven't been jumping coaches. I did go with Cameron Cheeks for about 3 months, but I realized that grass wasn't always greener, and I love Cameron. But again, I went back. I just right now needed to kind of gather my emotions and make, like you said, more of a business decision. Because personally, if this was a personal decision, I'm staying with them. You know what I mean? Yeah. But as a business decision, I don't want to go throughout my entire career wondering what if. And I think that is the most important thing right now for me, because I don't need to be my hand held at this point. I need somebody to tell me what to do, and I'm just going to fucking do it. And now at the point, I'm, keeping my eyes open. Right now I'm just focusing on training my ass off. Me and Ben are in the gym fucking shit up, man. It feels so damn good to just take it back to the roots. And yeah, so now I'm just having fun with this, man. And I'm guiding myself through the reverse. I don't recommend anybody, not doing an off season under a guided eye, even if you had some flexibility. I don't recommend anybody doing that. I'm going to manage my reverse like a true professional. And then from there, I'm going to be under an eye who's going to guide me.
Oh yeah. He managing that shit. All right. You still over there eating like a damn bird.
Bro, he was like,
I said, bro, you ain't even think about competing. You eating like a fucking bird, bro. What?
I need to make
especially when you're under that weight cap. I'm like, no, man, you gotta enjoy your life.
Like a straight, bro. I'm over here because, of course, I'm eating healthy, rice and chicken, but I'm adding like sauces. This motherfucker over there adding spray butter. I said, Alex, bruh, put some sauce on that shit. He's like, nah, bro, I gotta stay focused on my reverse. I'm like, boy,
Bro, I'm
boy,
aiming
you
with this,
don't add some sauce.
especially because I don't have like somebody guiding me right now, and it's me. It's like I'm
Yeah,
over analyzing to a small degree, but I think again, as I
which is
get
good
more,
though. Which is good. Which is really
yeah,
good.
because
You can have
listen,
that discipline.
whatever listen, I told you guys, I look at food and gain weight. It's just one of those things for me. So I need to be really strict, and I don't want to put, whoever I do work with as a coach. And I know you guys are all saying cuts, cuts, cuts. Like I'm taking my time to make sure I make the right decision and it's a non-emotional decision. So make sure you guys understand that. And I haven't had conversations really with anybody. I've talked the cuts, but it wasn't about necessarily coaching. It was just about life. That's the best part because me and him are actually friends. And it's the same thing. There's a lot of other people who I have discussions with. I love DJ Pure. I love the way that he goes about things. I love Ryan Benson. I love the way he goes about things. Mike with Men's Physique, news. I think he's a great guy. I think, what they've done. And the reason I bring these names up, because the one thing that I do know that I want to do is be with somebody who's more men's physique focused. Men's physique is very similar to bikini in the sense of, I think there's a certain look, there's a certain approach, there's certain things that you need to do in order to maximize your look. And Nick, although a phenomenal coach, he's a bodybuilder. Like he knows bodybuilding. You know what I mean? That's why I coach primarily a lot of men's physique athletes and classic. I think those are my two most dominant divisions because their looks. There's a look with that. You know what I mean? So again, I just think that me aligning myself with more of a men's physique guy who can actually critique my posing when I'm sending in check-ins, right? Who is going to be at shows. I'm not saying Nick wasn't, but regardless, you know what I mean. But I'm excited for this new, chapter. I'm nervous for this new chapter because it's all I've known. But as much as exciting as it is, I feel like I have a lot to prove, and I think this next step is kind of me I guess I'm not gonna say racing, but adding that added
That potential, bro.
Yeah,
Maximize that potential. We've talked about it. You have the YouTube channel. I love your YouTube channel. I watched the one, not even Men's Physique Radio, but your personal one. And it's like kind of living through you and kind of seeing the ups and downs that you have. Even if you were a top 10, you're not going to be satisfied with it because then you're going to want more. Same thing with Aaron. He's won it already. So anything that's less than first place is pretty much a loss.
Yeah.
But those losses fuel you. And it's that much better when you do win. And why sit back and be like, oh man, damn, now I'm out of my prime years and I didn't really move up to where I thought I could have. I don't want to be that guy that has all these regrets. So, I met your coach, Stu. He's a great dude. He gave me feedback. Sometimes it just, like you said, bodies do change and, you need somebody else that's going to, reignite that battery that's kind of dying a little bit and just kind of help you push and teach you different methods. Not everybody's method. I don't think any method is a perfect method, but you could find a better method for you to help you consistently throughout the years. So, shout out to Nick, man. He's a good dude. Like you said, he's a bodybuilder, but he did do some damage with you. I mean,
and he took
it's
the time
crazy
he took his time to try to learn men's physique too.
Yeah.
I think that's cool. Like let's be real, he probably didn't give a fuck about men's physique prior to this shit. But he took the time to do his research and not just, oh shit. I did not mean that. But again, I said, he took the time to learn men's physique. And there's little things like most coaches wouldn't do that shit. They would just focus on the physique, which is fine, and put them on stage, but like I said, it's important to me. And again, Nick, if you're watching this or anybody who's coached by Nick or, thank you for everything you've done for me, man. But fellas, I got to get out of here. I'm about to catch another flight going to Houston. Gonna be in Alphalin. I got a seminar to put on. I got clients stepping on stage. Speaking of that, if any of y'all out there are looking to be coached, let me know. I'm taking on clients. Finally, that I got some.
Hey, me too. Post going up at 6 a.m.
Are you? You taking on clients? Like, is it lifestyle clients?
It's lifestyle.
I
want the headache right now with the contest prep guys.
It's good.
Yeah.
Make sure they're all serious, man. Make sure they're all serious. Don't
I'm
take
dead
on the guys that are limited. Yeah.
I want to make this very clear.
You gotta sign a contract, and I got a team that's working with me, man. That's really gonna stay on it. So I'm excited because I know what these people have gone through, especially the people who are making the transformation, because I have an incredible transformation myself.
Yeah,
So I know the
it's
mindset
relatable.
and being doubted and just having that fear of going to the gym and even looking at yourself in the morning. I know how it feels. I know how it feels. So I'm trying to give back and make that impact on people who's been down that road and who's going through a journey. So I'm just ready for all opportunities right now to help everybody else, man. That's my main goal, and just be a good dad. That's it. Good
Yeah.
dad, good positive role model, and just living life in peace and happiness. That's about it.
Yeah, bro. I couldn't agree more. And I'm gonna end with this. I think there's a lot of people who say they want to do something. They want to be IFBB pros. We talked about this at the seminar, Aaron. You need to be professional before you do so. And I'm looking for people who are willing to learn that, because it's not something you necessarily just come off the bat with, right? I want somebody who is willing to take the time to fine tune, to get better. And again, want somebody who cares, like this. I think a lot of times people take their foot off their gas in an off season. And I'm going to give some love to my client, Darnell, because he's about to step on stage here, right? He started with me, and he's a pro, and he's natural. He's stepping on stage in a couple of weeks at Ben Weeders. This man is ready. He's coming.
Yeah. I saw that on your story the other day.
This man is coming.
Damn.
This man is coming. So he started.
He's got that lower back popping.
Yeah.
Wow.
He started with me about 18 weeks ago. And this man is coming. He's going to be standing on the Olympia stage. And again, he's natural. So this is a prime example of somebody who came in with that mindset. We fine-tuned that mindset. I learned his body. And now he's stepping on stage to do some damage. And he's stepping on stage in style. But comment below which shorts to go. We've been going back and forth. We don't know which shorts you should wear. Whether it's
Cody Banks, manifest. Cody Banks, make sure y'all use that, man.
Wait, go to that first photo at the beginning. You rock those.
you can clearly see the difference between quality of shorts here and style.
No comment.
Listen, I'm just saying. I mean,
hey, very true. Hey, but I do like the blue on him though.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that colorway with the white and the navy is sick.
Yeah.
It gives his skin tone.
But those yellow with the camo, is that like camo print?
Yeah, bro. Hold on. I'm showing you guys something, then we'll get out of here because I gotta get out of here too. I'm talking to my manufacturers. 2025 about to be crazy. So I'm gonna show.
Yeah.
We need an MPR edition.
We can do that. Oh shit.
Ooh, you got those Chicago colorways.
So these ones are one of our best selling items right here. So we decided to just do some keep it pretty consistent, but just kind of recreate it. And we're going to do it like for a special launch, a one-off launch. Do you guys like the red one better? I don't know if you guys see that.
I got the
red one or the
I like the yellow one. I mean, yellow is my color since Olympia. Everybody's been telling me, and I think the yellow pops a little bit more.
Yellow pops, but I like the red too.
The red's gonna be different, bro. And then we got some simple ones coming, just some fire, man. Just keeping it black. You can never go wrong with just black. But we got a lot.
I do like the red and black colorway. It would be really fitting for me wanting to get my Chicago Pro title back 2025. So we'll see. We'll see about that colorway. I'm talking about the colorway, guys.
Are you announcing something right now? Let me stop.
Colorways. You're giving me ideas.
And let me get out of here, man. Y'all gonna make me late. I got to get on a flight too. I'm going to LA, then I come back. And then
all right, fellas.
Tor Banks. He's on tour. He's on tour, everybody. If you want to be trained by Mr. Olympia, go hit up Banks, 6 a.m.
Big facts, guys.
AaronBanks.com.
We love you. We appreciate you guys. Happy Halloween. Be safe out there. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you use code eBanks at checkout for Manifest. If you guys are interested in coaching, make sure you hit us up. Cbum should be coming to Men's Physique, not Classic. And Tyler Manion, thank you for doing those videos, breaking it down and giving us some insight. It means a lot. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys. Stay tuned. We have a Christian Guzman episode coming out soon. That one was a banger. And again, we'll see you on the next one.